How's it going, everybody? I'm Brooks,
I'm Joe.
and this is another episode of Cantina Reviews Barside Chats.
Today
is the greatest.
Today we're talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Wasp.
Waspapa.
A white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
The 55th entry into the MCU.
Is it?
No. It's actually like the 20th, though.
Felt like it.
It's like a lot.
Ugh. And you know what's crazy?
What?
Out of all of those movies, this one, during the final credits scene, was the biggest thing I've ever felt for Marvel.
You did get quite upset.
Like, it was one of those ones where I was just like, what? It's the only time I've ever done it during any Marvel movie.
But we'll get there.
Eventually.
Let's start with like initial thoughts. Well, actually, let's backtrack even more.
That was my initial thought. I hated it just like every other Marvel movie.
Let's backtrack even more. I think we as people,
We are people.
yeah, liked Ant-Man a lot more than most people do.
I guess.
Like for a lot of what I've seen online, which I didn't expect because I liked Ant-Man a lot, is that it's like one of the worst.
What?
Yeah,
Ugh.
people like don't like it.
This is America, Joe.
Yeah,
People just have to hate everything. Just because it's not Thor or Iron Man or Captain America.
for me at the time, Ant-Man was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because it was like literally a very small scaled story.
Mm-hmm.
Like the plot was just like central to its own movie.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Rudd was funny,
Yeah.
and it was enjoyable, and they had some fun with the shrinking and stuff like that. And
I love the Louise character.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in that one when they did the stories more often.
right. Yeah,
It's like him voicing it over.
I don't know. I always liked that one, and I watch like ranked videos and reviews and like stuff like that, so we could steal ideas from people.
Oh.
No, and like everyone's always like, Ant-Man's like down towards the bottom.
Which is weird.
I find that weird.
Mine's definitely Ragnarok.
Which like I see a lot of Ragnarok stuff, and like I see a lot of people on Twitter, and they'll do like top 5 MCU and like retweet it all around. I've seen a lot of Ragnarok
Really?
in top 5s, a lot.
Oh,
and
how?
and like you hated it.
Yeah.
I just found it like the second time I watched it, like in the theater, I was laughing pretty hard, and I enjoyed it. When I watched it at home, I was just kind of bored. Mm-hmm. Like it like starts good and ends good, but then like for the middle, I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
And now that I had already heard the jokes, like they didn't work for me as well anymore. So like, yeah, Ragnarok, I wouldn't put it in my top 5 MCU.
No. It's all those like mainstream people that are like, oh my god, Thor's so funny. Oh, Thor, haha. You know what I mean? Like it's all those people. But I loved Ant-Man.
Right, yeah, so like where I was going with that is like our expectations or not even expectations, but I think our excitement for this one was probably way more than a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And now like people seem to generally be liking this one. Like, oh, it's so much better than Ant-Man. And it's like, no, I liked it because like it was good like Ant-Man was.
Yeah. I thought it was different with the amount of funny that was in it.
Yeah.
Like in the original one, like there was a lot of funny parts, which is why I liked it, because it wasn't like a 5-year-old summer fun, like campy fun. Like
right.
it was like a real grown up like humor.
They weren't afraid at that time. That's when they started to like experiment with getting a little raunchier.
Yeah.
You had like Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy that wasn't afraid to throw in some like more adult jokes.
Right, which like they did in this one, it just wasn't as often.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of like, yeah, I really liked it, but I still like the original Ant-Man like better just because I thought it was funnier.
Yeah. This one, I felt like this one was like a fun ride.
Yeah.
But like when I thought about it, it's like, and I don't dislike it, but I just like, I do feel like the movie was a little messy, and it didn't like detract from it. It didn't detract from anything for me, but like it feels like it was kind of messy. I feel like there were a lot of storylines,
Right.
and they were kind of just trying to fit them all in.
Yeah.
There was like like Scott Lang dealing with the repercussions of the Civil War stuff and trying to be a good father. Hope and Hank trying to get his wife back. These mob guys who were there to just like chase them, which kind of makes sense because like Ghost as a villain, who I thought was like decent, isn't like a villain that does the purpose that they did. So they needed other villains to be like the plot pushers. Like they're gonna chase them, they're gonna steal it, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and then like the whole kind of stuff with like Louise and the crew trying to get their business going, and like Ghost trying to figure out her problem, and Morpheus helping her out and stuff like that. So like there were definitely just like a lot of plot threads going around. But like overall, I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing, because like this one, I feel like this one more than ever, and I've said it, like these start to feel like episodes. This one definitely felt like just the next episode. Yeah. In the Marvel,
which is like okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't need Ant-Man and the Wasp to further anything in the universe. Right. You know what I mean? I thought I don't know. I did think like everything though, like in the end, like worked together well. Like everything meshed like nicely.
It did like collide at the end, where
where it was like everything in the end met up, and it, like that final like montage with that final part. Like the end, like that was like nice how that all came together. Right. That was well done.
Yeah, everything sort of converges at the end, which is good. The stuff in the quantum realm with like Hank getting his wife back was like pretty cool. Like that's what really stood out to me in the first one, was like just like the spectacle that was that scene of him going in. That was pretty cool. I will say, and this isn't the movie's fault, but the trailer pretty much shows you every action scene in the movie.
Yeah, it's all, it's all like right at the end.
There weren't any surprises. Like I thought they should have probably like not shown all the stuff he did giant. Yeah, because that surprised me that was the end of the movie instead of earlier in the movie, and like they probably could have maybe shown one of those scenes, not all of those scenes. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. What did I like about it? I was just gonna say, the ants, like the big ant. Yeah, that was like funny. Supposed to be him. Yeah, that was great.
That was good. Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. Yeah, I feel like the fight scene, like they should have saved some stuff, like maybe not shown the Hello Kitty Pez dispenser.
Yeah, like that's what I. Yeah, that's
like,
what I
mean. Save that to be like, that's funny.
All like the big moments they showed, like him giant by the boat. Him giant using the truck like a scooter. Him giant flicking the gun out of his hand. Yeah. Her throwing the Pez dispenser. Her throwing the salt shaker. Like, I feel like
the salt shaker.
They showed like all of the like
her like running on the knives.
Yeah, running on the knives, avoiding the guy trying to cut her up. Like her big fight scene, and her first big fight scene is pretty much all in the trailer. And like I was like, how did they manage to fit every action sequence into the trailer?
Yeah, into a trailer.
And why? Yeah, like every major action sequence is seen at some point, which is odd. It's a weird choice. It's like too much. And a lot of the big jokes, too, were in there. But
I just like I like Louise's character.
Yeah, he's funny.
Like he always makes me laugh. Yeah. I just love how like most of the stuff with him, it's just like they just like he's talking and he stops, and it's like you're waiting for like more. Yeah. Oh yeah. And it just doesn't come, and that's the funniest part.
Yeah. What was that line in the car?
I don't
where
remember.
He's just talking and like she's just not responding, but it's just so funny. Yeah,
because he's just still talking. Oh yeah. He was like, I'd love a suit with like powers. Oh yeah. Or like I would just love powers, not a suit. Or actually, I would just like a suit without powers. I just want a suit. Like that was it.
Like silence, and it cuts to the next scene. That was great. I like that. Like this movie, like in a funny way, like tells you what you need to know. Like his like truth serum speech thing was like it filled you in on what happened with Ant-Man and Wasp. Like
because that was weird because like in all honesty, when the movie started, I didn't know how things got to where they were. Yeah, like where his daughter's stepdad is now like his best friend. Right, when they hated each other. Yeah, like I forgot. I don't even know if it was explained. It probably was.
I think that's just how that guy is.
Because I was gonna say before, I thought like he hated him, right? And he was always trying to catch him, like so he could go back to jail. Like he was like a minor. At
this point, like he's been. This is at the end of his house arrest, and he's starting a business. So like it seemed like the ex-wife was like cool with that. Yeah. There's like missing backstory, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like why does Pam not like him?
Right, they like fill you in on the info later. And like what it comes down to with Hope being mad at him was like they did get romantically involved, and then she was mad that he didn't tell her about Germany. Yeah. And like I thought that was actually like a nice way to do that, because you're kind of like, wait, what happened? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
why doesn't he talk to them anymore? Why can't he contact?
Yeah, that was
them
my
now?
thing. I was like,
Yeah,
what? I thought it was all like, no, I don't talk to him at all. But it was
Right.
like, he actually didn't talk to him
yeah,
at all.
yeah. And then, but then they have like funny ways of filling in backstory. Like they did the thing with Louise, and it gives you all the backstory with them, like what happened, but in like a funny way. So you're not like just bored. It's not just like a character talking.
Yeah.
Or even when like Morpheus was talking about what happened to Ghost, and that was when like it was giving you all the plot you needed, but like when his phone was ringing,
Oh, yeah.
like during it. So it's like a. I thought it was like a good way to like just give you the plot you need, but not bore you with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like just someone stopping to tell you what's happening, which like movies do.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, we are doing this now because of this. It's like, yeah, you're right. I don't know, I just think like it was cool, like seeing like how creative they were with like what's big, what's small, like stuff like that.
That stuff's fun.
Like the whole lab, that building. It was like a little suitcase.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like I was like, oh, that's kind of nuts.
I liked the malfunctioning new suit. There was like some fun.
Oh,
with that,
yeah,
like in
yeah.
the school and stuff like that. What I thought was gonna happen, that I'm kind of glad it didn't happen, because I feel like it's like typical that it would, and I feel like they make you think it's about to happen, but then it doesn't. I thought the wife was gonna be evil now.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought the wife was like gonna somehow be the girl. Like,
Oh
in
yeah,
her
the
mind
ghost or whatever.
something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
how she was able to like switch minds with Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was gonna be somehow controlling her, like because they had that scene where like Hank's in the quantum realm and like he sees her down the hall and she looks all evil, and I'm like, ugh, here's where we're going with this.
Yeah.
They're gonna like bring her back and she's gonna try to kill them or something.
Yeah, some
But
weird.
I was okay with it like not going there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the obvious.
I was trying to think. I think it was funny when they were in the van, and they're like, "Oh, if only we had the old suit." And you're just like, "Well, like, what if we did?" And you're like, "Well, you destroyed it." He's like, "Well, not exactly."
That was good too, because that was another thing where I was like, wait, why would he destroy the old Ant-Man suit?
Yeah, I was like, that makes no sense. Most of it, like with the backstory, not knowing it, like obviously, like it didn't make sense.
Right.
And I was just like, why doesn't
What's
he talk
happened?
to them?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
is he? Yeah, I was like, this makes no sense.
I
I thought I was like, did I miss a movie?
Right.
Like I didn't.
Well,
it
and then
didn't
like
make any
you,
sense.
then they start to like it takes time to reveal that like they got in trouble for it too, because he used their stuff and like,
yeah, it was like their
because like
equipment.
I never really thought of that, because like I just assumed like they knew he was there, but I never really thought that he would just like go off and do it on his own.
Right.
I do like that every time they like have the suits, they look like little action figures and they pass them along.
Yeah, like it was in that sewing thing.
Yeah.
That was good.
um.
There's like two things that I want to know. So like, what happens to her mom, and what happens to the ghost lady? Like, are they now people in this universe, or are they just
Well,
like, meh?
So like yeah, what's interesting about the mom is like she comes back seemingly with some kind of quantum
Yeah,
powers,
healing, whatever,
some sort of
yeah.
healing power. That's interesting, and they don't explain it. Obviously, because I'm sure they will do a third Ant-Man at some point, because
Yeah.
everything's a trilogy, or it'll tie into Infinity War somehow. Speaking of tying into Infinity War, at some point, oh yeah, when like, what was that? When like originally, oh yeah, so like when she was in Scott's mind, talking to them and telling them what to do, she goes like, "Don't get sucked into a time vortex, because if you do, you're stuck there."
Yeah.
I thought that's something with Infinity War. That's got to be alluding to where.
Oh yeah, when he was gonna go in and get the stuff, she's
Well,
like, "Don't get sucked into a time vortex, or
right,
they won't be able to
right.
get you."
Right, like you'll be
Eh.
stuck in there, and like, is that where all the dead heroes are now, in a time vortex?
Oh yeah.
Because it was kind of just like like a throwaway line, but like I feel like that had to be something.
Yeah. Well, because now that I think about it,
Yeah.
and nothing ever came of it. Yeah, why would she say that?
Right.
If
was
it didn't
just like
mean
a
anything.
foreshadowing.
It's like, oh, don't get sucked into a time vortex. It's like, what?
A time vortex. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then like he goes in, does a thing, and he's fine. So it's
Right.
like, interesting.
Yeah. So we can get to. Well, yeah. So yeah, it is worth noting that like the end credit scene. So like how are these characters going to play in on the rest of the movies? And to your shock, Ant-Man goes into the quantum realm to get some healing stuff like she
Yeah,
had.
healing atoms.
And then
And it gets way smaller, way quicker than
Yeah.
it took him to get small.
Thanos' event happens,
Mm-hmm.
and then Hope, Hank, and the wife disappear. Janet.
While Scott is in.
While he's stuck in the quantum realm,
realm.
which was surprising to me, because I'm surprised that the Wasp isn't going to be in the next one,
Yeah.
maybe, or at least till later in it. Oh. I figured like this team up movie was to set up like they would be teaming up in the next one.
Right, yeah.
But no, it looks like Hope is part of the dead people,
Yeah.
and now Ant-Man's stuck in the
Part
quantum
of the
realm.
dust.
So either he's gonna find them in there, or like maybe Tony
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
Bruce
thinking.
Banner will get him out somehow.
Yeah, what
or-
if, like... So here's what I'm thinking. Say, because he's attached on that rope thing.
Oh yeah,
Say he, like, goes into a time vortex. They're all in there.
yeah,
They somehow get a message out to them.
right.
They pull him out, and somehow that releases everyone. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because like what we do know about the next movie, it's not a lot, but there, and I put it in our last video. There's a behind-the-scenes picture of like older Tony Stark standing next to Ant-Man, and it looks like they're talking to Captain America during the Battle of New York, because he looks younger and he's in his original suit.
Okay.
So they think there's going to be time travel involved, and they're going to have to go back to the Battle of New York and tell him to do something different
Right.
that will affect later. And like Loki was on set and all sorts of stuff, like in his original costume.
Yeah.
And like, so I think they're going to have to travel back in time. So some way, somehow, they're going to get Ant-Man out of there and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, if the time vortex thing is a thing, like you said, maybe while Ant-Man is stuck there, he does discover something.
And then maybe they tell him, like, this is what needs to be done.
Right.
Then he gets pulled out by chance.
Ah, yeah.
And he's like, I just saw them all. They said we have to do this. And then they go back to Battle of New York and, like, change
Yeah,
something.
because I'm assuming
That'd be
like once the next one starts, they're gonna kind of like regroup, and they're gonna be like, okay, well, like first off, we need all the help we can get. Who do we
Right.
have?
Yeah.
And it's like Captain America knows Ant-Man somewhere, so I feel like they're gonna somehow discover that he's
Yeah.
stuck there.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm thinking is maybe they all, like, had, like, the Captain Marvel trackers or something.
Yeah,
And it's like if you've ever been in contact with S.H.I.E.L.D., like, you just have one that
Right.
have it.
right.
And then they just ping all of them. And
That's
then they're
definitely
like,
possible. And they're like, wait, where is he?
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's
It's
in
like,
like
well, it says
another-
he's here.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. This surprised me because like I said, I just kind of assumed like
He would just be
this
there.
movie would end. And we said in our one video, I was like, I think this movie's going to end with the Thanos thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead right up to it. I didn't expect another, like, now what situation.
Yeah.
Because, like, Ant-Man is now stuck and the three of them are dead.
Yeah.
So, like...
Which
I
is
was
what
like,
I'm saying.
man.
Like, this was like the biggest shock ever for me in any Marvel movie. I was like, but now he's like stuck.
Right.
Because it's like the other ones is like, well, we know where they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
But it's like him. It's like he's stuck until they come back, or
Right.
until something obviously inevitably happens.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
It'd be interesting. And
Yeah.
like, I'm, like, very much excited for that movie.
Yeah.
Like, it blows my mind, like, so much. Like, here we are 20 movies in, and it's like, I cannot wait to see what happens next.
I want to say Black Panther for me, like, started my new interest in
Like, the
Marvel.
resurgence back in.
Yeah, because like
It has been a great year for
Because I was like, you know what? When you said it, I was like, yeah, I'll go see Ragnarok. And I was like, this is why I hate Marvel.
Well, I did like Homecoming Spider-Man before that.
Yeah, but for some reason, I never counted Spider-Man as like the Avengers because it was
Yeah.
because for me, like at least for me, like in my thought, it was like from when we grew up, it was like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk. Yeah, and so I never considered Spider-Man a part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, now he is. But yeah, it was just like then I saw Ragnarok and I was like, ugh. Then I saw Black Panther. Black Panther was good. Infinity War was good. This was good.
Yeah.
So now I'm definitely like back.
I'm excited because, like, yeah, Captain Marvel should be interesting. Like, it's going to be taking place in the 90s, which is cool. Again, it's going to be very nostalgic. I can't imagine how great the soundtrack's going to be.
Yeah, because nostalgia is like big nowadays.
Right, exactly. And then they're hitting, like, our age group that grew up in the 90s. Now that we're old.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, then whatever, Avengers 4. And then there's Spider-Man 2. Like, I'm pretty excited for next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, because I'm still trying to think like, is Ghost like a person now that she's healed?
Yeah.
Or is
yeah,
she
I
just
think
like
so. I think she's like
an average person?
like she was shifting between realms. Now she's like, she's here.
So now she's just a normal person.
Yeah, I guess like she has no powers except for being just like trained to fight.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Which I guess they'll take all the help they can get.
Yeah.
Because that's my thing. I was like, well, the mom can now heal people, and is
Maybe,
she still
yeah.
a ghost?
I mean, maybe like, ooh. Okay, so like, say like, so now she has a whole lot of knowledge about this realm. Is what she was alluding to. She's like, I'm a different person now. I've learned a lot about all this.
Uh-huh.
So if she's in a time vortex, she could tell him what he needs to do, probably.
Yeah.
Or she could at least have some sort
Somehow
of
like
theory.
channel him or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Or that, yeah.
Yeah.
Either he finds them, maybe he gets sucked into it, or she's able to communicate with him because of their connection. Oh, that would be cool.
What would be crazy is if like because people didn't like Ant-Man that
They
much,
really
they
make
make
him
this
matter.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is like big.
Like he's gonna become the key to like them communicating between the realms with each other.
Yeah, like you're in the quantum realm. Why would you be talking about time?
Right.
But it's all of a sudden, oh, you don't get stuck in a time vortex,
Right.
and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like we're just getting smaller and bigger. Like we're not going in the time.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I think it'd be cool if they made it like way more important than it
that would be really
needed
cool.
to be.
Yeah. And then like that's how they're able to communicate with the other like dead heroes.
Yeah.
They
So I think
figure
this
out-
one was like a bigger thing.
I would love for them to go really weird with it. Like I think it would be so cool. I don't think it's gonna be like this way because it's just too much. But like if they are like sucked into some alternate reality. And like you have what's going on with the ones that died and what's going on with the ones that lived. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Lost.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's just a lot to do in one movie and try to pack it in.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I'm excited
Yeah.
for what's next with Marvel and everything.
And overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp, another solid entry.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely one of my more favorite ones.
Yeah, I think they've been, like you said, they've been on quite the streak.
Yeah, because I was like when they did like that Doctor Strange like time period.
That's what I was kind of getting bored.
Yeah, that's why
Like
I
I
was
would still see them, but like not in the theaters, and I wasn't that excited.
Yeah, like I wasn't into it.
I feel like Civil War kind of like started to re-pique my interest,
right.
and then like Guardians 2 and Spider-Man, I was like, yeah, and then ever since Black Panther, it's been like you have
like
to
they've
see
been
these.
good.
You have to see what's next. Like,
Yeah, I think they were like it's time to change the formula, and they did, and now it's like they found it.
yeah.
Like,
Ever since Guardians 2, really, this kind of change in making the villains really matter.
yeah,
And making it important, and I mean, like not to the best extent compared to some of the other movies, but like Ghost was another villain that like her
just trying to
motivations
survive.
make a lot of sense. Like
Yeah.
you can't really hate her for what she's doing.
he's just trying
It
to
just-
not die.
And it just makes it more interesting. Like it's not
Right.
just like a CGI villain throwing CGI things at each other. Even in
in a
Infinity
CGI
War,
environment.
even in Infinity War with like, yeah, they had a big CGI army attacking Wakanda, but they added that creepy element of it when they were like killing themselves to get through the shield.
Yeah,
And like it's like, wow, these things are like legit. Like they're not just like, CGI BS.
yeah, just something to be there to die.
Right, right.
Yeah,
like these things are crazy. Like there's real stakes.
yeah, yeah. I think that's it.
Let us know what you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, and we'll keep pushing out some things
Yeah, we got plenty of videos on the horizon.
on the horizon. Some podcasts, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah,
So definitely stay tuned.
yeah,
Subscribe and like our stuff.
yeah. Smash that like button.
Smash the like button. Hit that bell.
Yeah,
Yeah. So once again, I'm Brooks,
I'm Joe.
and this has been another episode of Cantina Reviews Barside Chats.
Yeah.